Hey, everybody, and welcome to the latest episode of I Love GH. But I've got so much to talk to you about today. I've got some other clips to connect to the video as well. But this is going to be the core of the video, and I'm going to be going through the last couple of weeks, what we've been seeing, and what the heck is going on. Now, some of it I did speak about in my other clips that I'll be adding on. So if it looks like I'm repeating myself, I'm going to apologize for that now. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Do what you got to do to come back and hang out with me to talk about all things General Hospital. Now, I'm going to go back as far as, because I think my last posting was on August 18th. So we're going to go from the 19th on, and I'm going to start with Spencer and his girlfriend Esme. Oh my God, he done brought home his own personal crazy. This girl is a stalker in the making. She is a Ryan wannabe, and at the point she decided to burn Ava's car and find it to be amusing is a problem. Okay? And I got so much to tell you tonight that I got me some red Merlot. So we're going to enjoy the Merlot as we talk about the show. All right? So she goes to the prison, and why would you take this girl to the prison with you? In the first place, she doesn't know Alexis. Alexis doesn't really need to meet her. She's irrelevant. But she goes because she wants to sneak a visit with Ryan. And even Ryan is like, go, 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 go. That means he knows this girl is all kinds of crazy and she's going to be a problem for Spencer. That's what she knows. He done brought home his own personal stalker, okay? Forget about what's going on with Ava, because the moment you take it upon yourself to put this play into action and goes to such an extreme level as burning her car, you are a psycho. And we need to throw that red flag up at this girl, because no yellow, she's red. She is out of her bloody mind. And now she's being really forward with everybody, which I totally don't get. Okay? Talking to Jocelyn like she's known her forever. Trina, Tree? Bitch! You don't know me from Eve to be calling me Tree. What's up with that? Okay? Let's not even try that, sweetheart. And that's why I like Jocelyn sometimes, because Jocelyn gets into the mood. She'd be like, hold up, who are you? And who brings up people's personal information on the first time they meet them? And that tells me that I need to talk to my cousin, because Spencer, what the fuck is your problem? You telling everybody's personal business to this girl who can become a liability. Why would you even mention Sonny and his life to this person who is a complete stranger? Why would you do that? And now she's going to prove to be a problem, and he's not going to be able to get rid of her. And I'm going to tell you right now, if she does something to Trina, writers, y'all are over. You've been over. But this is going to make you really over. Okay? And don't think I will not be voicing my opinion on that one. Now, yeah, Spencer was hella wrong for not being honest with Trina and telling Trina he had a girlfriend. But I don't think he wanted anybody to know he had a girlfriend. He did not expect that young lady to show up. Okay, I think he was part of the reason why he left his school in Paris, because she again is all kinds of crazy. And Spence, I'm surprised he ain't correct her. He's so formal all the time. But yeah, okay. You know, this little rich bitch thinks she gonna come in town and she gonna throw her weight around, and she's Spence's girlfriend, and he tells me everything. Okay, Miss Thing. We gonna see. Cause I'm smelling the problem. I got a serious feeling that Spencer's gonna be asking for help to get rid of this girl. Cause this girl is all, let me say it, all kinds of crazy. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Yes, she is. Okay. Um, Digging the badge out of her grave. Or if she didn't do that, how did she get a copy of it? But I'm going to go with the fact that she dug a hole in Kiki's grave somehow which is morbid in itself, but it didn't seem like it was disturbed. So she must have gotten a copy of the badge out of the HR department somewhere, because they don't always just have one badge. There's always a copy of the badge. So if Ava was given a badge to bury with Kiki, then most likely the copy of that badge was still at General Hospital for this young lady to get her hands on somehow, and to then use that to provoke Ava's hysteria. And so I want to move on from there and go with the fact that this chick was walking around the hospital like, sorry, my ear is itching, like a regular nurse, and nobody identified her as a stranger. How do you do that as well? So everyone is stupid. The writers obviously think that we weren't paying attention to that. You let me know what you think of that situation in itself. Then we're going to move on to Brett and the GH staff. Now, I completely understand why they are freezing her out. She deserves it. For the most part, she deserves it, because Britt was not nice to them. She was never nice to them. She found any way to be petty. She was not called Britch the bitch for no reason. She has done things to these people individually, personally, for to meet her own gain. So I don't blame them for being the way that they are, but I do commend Terry for stepping up and trying to get people to see Britt from a different perspective now that they are sharing the role of chief of staff at the hospital, and the fact that they do have to get along, and also the fact that they are not going to be able to split them when it comes to their decision making, because what Elizabeth tried to do after Britt told her she could not have the time off and go behind Britt's back to Terry to ask for the time off and get it approved was disrespectful. Now, what I appreciated was is that after Britt explained to her the situation in a very calm way, she didn't, she wasn't ugly, which is what Britt is known to be. But she wasn't ugly towards Terry. She just let Terry know that, you can't let them divide and conquer us. That's not part of our role. And I had already told Elizabeth that she could not get the time because we didn't have anybody to cover her. Now, okay, you may think that a little bit of that was a little bit petty of Britt, and it may have been, but Terry turned her around and made her see that her actions were not, totally genuine, that she was also trying to stick it to Elizabeth in a way that she could, because, Elizabeth is always trying to find a way to be snarky towards her. And that's the truth. Okay, there's no reason because we dislike each other that you have to continue to be snarky towards me, because the bottom line is that I am your superior between your hours of work, whatever your shift is. So you need to show me that level of respect. And I should be doing the same, because tit for tat doesn't work for anybody. So I commend Terry on presenting Britt in a different perspective and making them understand the fact that you can't do that. You can't divide and conquer us, because then I have to back this woman up whether I like you or you're my friend or not. So she let Elizabeth know that, and she let her know that in front of Britt. Again, I appreciated her stepping up and letting Britt know that we are in this together. I accepted this role as your co-chief of staff, and I'm going to perform my duties as your co-chief of staff. So we're going to see how that goes moving forward. She got Epiphany to talk to Britt for a little bit, and while Britt, tried her best not to throw any digs or anything, Epiphany could have been a little bit easier, but I, again, understand the ice, okay? Because these women have no reason to like her, because all she's been in the past to them is Britch the bitch. So, there you go. Little side note, off a topic, did y'all notice the fact that Trina had the same eye makeup on from the party night before? Let me just give you a little key, writers. Black women wash their faces at night. We don't go to bed with the same eye makeup on and think we're going to get up the next day and wear that out. We don't do that. Okay? And even if she did a new eye the next day and decided to wear the same eye makeup, it was daytime. She was dressed casually. It was out of contacts. And it made her look like she slept in her makeup. And I did not appreciate that. Other women of color, if you understand where I'm coming from, I'd like to hear your like and comments about that as well. But I'm going to move on because I digress. I got to get to Jason and Carly coming to the terms with getting married to each other. Now, Jason, he's making an effort. He's trying to change things between them slowly, but Carly is grieving. She misses her husband. And I think deep down inside, she does not feel like he's dead to her. Okay? That's what I really feel. On top of the fact that she's afraid of the changing of the dynamics of her relationship with Jason. How do you now allow yourself to fall in love romantically with someone who, yes, you started out in a sexual relationship. They were sex partners. They were not really friends or anything until they stopped sleeping together and they got to know each other that way. And then when she ended up with Sonny, yes, she cheated on Jason to be with Sonny, but it happened. Once that decision was made, that relationship was solid, and he took his place as her friend, and he always supported her as her friend, and the same vice versa. They have never been more committed to each other than two people can be unless they were married. And their commitment is deeper because of the level of friendship that they have and the level of understanding that they have between each other as friends and as people who started out through as lovers, stranger lovers, and gone through all these tumultuous changes in their lives together. So to change the relationship to a romantic relationship where in fact she may end up sleeping with this man, falling in love with this man truly, okay, not knowing that her husband is still alive, but giving up that love she has for Sonny, that romantic love, that marriage, to now give that to Jason, and she doesn't want anything to jeopardize the love that they have between each other. Because what if something happens? What if they have a disagreement that is so huge that it changes their relationship again? And she's afraid of that. And I feel that for them because there's no reason that we know that they should be going through this in the first place because Sonny's ass is alive. Okay? And if Nina would have came forward and told the truth and helped this man get his memories back properly, and bring him back to his family, we would not be going through all of this stuff, and Carly would not be going through the torture of this storm in her insides with her feelings and her love for her husband and the love for her best friend. And then on top of that, you got to have Jax, Mr. Petty. He is petty, 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 petty. He can't have his way. He can't tell nobody what to do. He is no longer intimidating. You are irrelevant. So anything you say to anybody has no value. So what you do, you run around running your mouth any way that you can because you ain't got nothing better to do and nobody want to listen to you. Nobody care what you got to say. Don't care. Do you care what Jasper Jax got to say? No. We don't care. Now he knows, and I'm going to get to this because I'm jumping ahead, because Jocelyn has served the sauce. Now, we all know, we've seen it in this last week, that Trina came over to help Jocelyn cheer her father up, because Jocelyn recognizes that her father is being a jerk towards her mother and Jason. Now, I love the fact that this child has chosen to go to her mother and go to Jason and assure them that she personally has no problem with their relationship and that she's looking forward to them getting married and growing together. She has no problem with that. And that again is on the premise that Sonny is dead. Okay? If they had any inkling that Sonny was alive, everyone would be looking for Sonny. But when Sonny doesn't want to look for Sonny and he'd rather be Mike, what are you supposed to do? And every time he says, when we have to deal with Nixon Falls, one, if they loved me so much, why aren't they looking for you? That's because your dumb ass has been presumed dead. They couldn't find you. They couldn't find a body. They spent all that time doing so. And so the law did what the law does. And then on top of their situation, if you had your memory, with the gangs being involved, or the five families, I should say, they're not just gangs. The five families being involved, you know what needs to be done. But because you don't have your memories, and you, sir, have said out loud, I don't want to know who I was before. What? What? And then Nina feeding into that, and Phyllis feeding into that. When they know you have a previous life, especially Phyllis, thank God they did not sleep together today. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You should have saw me. You should have saw me. I was like, please. I'm gonna fast forward. I'm gonna fast forward. Where's my remote? I'm going to fast. I can't watch. I cannot watch. Don't make me watch. It's bad enough he kisses her. I can't stand it. It's the most disgusting thing in the world because we know the truth. It's disgusting. It's just plain disgusting. So again, I'm going to repeat, and I will continue to repeat. If he comes back to Port Charles, gains his memories, and has an attitude with his family in any way, shape, or form, I'm screaming bloody murder. Because who the fuck are you? You didn't want to know what your life was before. That engraving on the watch giving you clues as to who you were. Your wedding band, which is inscribed, and you did get it back. So obviously you put that away in a drawer, would give you clues to lead you to who you are. But you don't want to know. But the writers are planning on bringing you back with an attitude. I'm going to have an attitude. Tell me how you feel, because I'm having a huge problem with this. And then the simple fact that these people are now forced to have this big shindig to prove their commitment to each other, to make the five families feel better. And then on top of that, you got in play now, Cyrus is back. Why? I thought I'm saved from Cyrus. I was hoping to God you would not. And how is this man getting visitors? He's supposed to be in the federal prison, and he's not supposed to be having any contact with anybody who represents mob or anything. And they have to know who this man is, Mr. Basamante or whatever the fuck his name is, because I don't remember what his name is. All I remember is it begins with a B. So how is it that this man is able to come visit him at a federal prison, okay, where he's not supposed to be able to have any type of connections to the outside world? How is this happening? Again, falling at the waist, writers of General Hospital. You throw all this ridiculous in and think that we're not going to pay attention. I got a problem with that, dudes. I totally got a problem with that. Cyrus should not be back. You wrapped that up, so it should have stayed wrapped. If the five families want to try to get at Jason and Carl, it should have been on their own, not with the influence of Cyrus, because then that tells me that they have no backbone. That all this time that Sonny has been keeping the peace and everybody's been prospering with that peace has meant absolutely nothing. And that y'all are all stupid and easily manipulated. Thanks. Can't even keep the integrity of a mob boss. The only one that has integrity is Sonny. Not even Novak anymore, because why would you even get involved with Gladys? She runs her mouth. She's a liability to you as much as she is to Carly and Jason. And you call yourself just want to stick it because you want to see some fireworks? I am a Christian woman. I fear my God. Yes, I do. And I love him dearly for every breath that I take. But Gladys needs to catch a stray bullet. I said it. Gladys needs to catch a stray bullet. Because her showing up today at the garage, talking smack to Carly, right there in front of Brando and Sasha in a drunken stupor, anybody could have been there. The woman don't care. And Sonny and me were like this. No, you and Sonny was not. He couldn't stand the breath that you bred. He wanted you going. Breathe. The breath that you take. That sounds better. It's not the wine. This is the first glass. Gladys needs to catch a straight bullet. They're hinting that not Jason, but Jax may catch a straight bullet. He can catch one too. But I got a feeling that either Jax is going to be there to blow things up, or he's not going to be there. And the same time that the wedding is going on, Jax is going to be in Nixon Falls discovering Sonny and doing whatever he's going to do to try to either bring Sonny back and have Nina tell the truth herself, or he's going to just blow everything up out of the water and confront Sonny like, you don't know who I am, you don't know who I am. Obviously not if the bitch is mentioning everybody and their mama to the man and nothing is clicking in his brain. What kind of BS is that? A wedding picture should not be the only thing giving him a flash. Finding a Kango in the hallway of a hospital should not be the only thing that triggers his memory. No. Wiley, Valentine, Jax, Peter should have definitely knocked some screws loose. But we're stupid. So there you are. We're stupid. That's the only thing I can come to. Is that they think we're stupid. But there you go. He has a flash of a blonde hair, and her hair is more a blonde silver kind of thing going on. But okay. And it's Carly. It's clearly Carly. And what does Nina do? She steers him away from the memory. She distracts his memory by then showing him the picture of her, him, Lenny, and Phyllis. So that completely washes out where his mind was going. Yeah. So how helpful is she? And then she's going to stop in the midst of things getting heavy between them and tell him how he needs to find out who he is. She doesn't want to be the one to tell him because she doesn't want to suffer that immediate response. But she wants him to find out for himself. Now, do you think him not finding out for himself is going to make him say, bitch, what the fuck did you just do? You've been with me for 6 months, at least 4 months, and you couldn't tell me the truth? You couldn't steer me towards my family? Help me to remember the people that love me and miss me? Let me know that these folks have indeed been looking for me? But okay. That's Nixon Falls, our second soap. Now that Peter knows that Nina's there, and he threatened her by threatening James, which is really deep because Nancy would have just took the gun behind the counter and shot him. I wouldn't have hesitated. He would have been shot. Maybe I would have been shot too, but he would have been shot because there's no way in hell you're going to threaten my nephew. No way. And supposedly the woman that you love, son. How do you do that? A child for a child. Classic Faison. It's bad enough we have to listen to him try to talk like Faison. Nina, you know, if you go against me, your family will suffer. It will not be you directly. Come on. I love Wes Ramsey. I love Wes Ramsey. I love Wes Ramsey. But Peter Heinrich Faison has got to go. And he should have been gone. Because how you woke the fuck up when the doctor and the nurse felt no pulse, left no blood behind except for droplets from your wake. But there was no blood because you were bleeding profusely when they put you in that bitch. So what happened? What happened? You changed the sheets inside of the In the bottom of the freezer? You took the sheets out? The bloody sheets, and what did you do with them? Come on now. Again. We play like the people are stupid that we don't pay attention to the things that we are watching. Come on. Don't treat me like a boom clot. I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate it, Bomba. But okay. Maxie shows up at the inn, at the Tano. Nina liked to pass out and die right then and there. I swear to God. But what I did not expect was Peter to follow her in. I did not expect that. And I was very saddened by that because, again, I love Wes Ramsey. I love Wes Ramsey. I love Wes Ramsey. But Peter Heinrich Faison has got to go. And I'm tired. I want her to have her baby back. I want poor Valentine to find out that it's not his daughter, but he still decides to watch over her because he is going to protect her from Peter. And that everybody talks to each other to put the pieces together about Peter. Okay, because Nina, you just calling Liesel while genius didn't work out because now Victor Cassadine done kidnapped her. Who thought that was going to happen? Vic, now we know the Cassadines are like atomic roaches. They don't die. You have to literally drop them into the abyss, and that didn't even work. You shoot them dead in the chest. You burn them up. It don't work. The Cassadines don't know how to die. They're roaches. So now we got Victor's back, and he's in the guise of Charles Shaughnessy, great actor. Nice to see his hair is completely white now because we know on The Nanny that it was just his little wisp of gray hair, but now his full head is gray, and he has taken over the role of Victor Cassadine. So I think it's Victor who has Drew working with Peter, because Peter was originally working with Helena when he took Drew and Jason and Jake. Yep. Jake is involved in that as well. He probably was there when she took Lucky, even though he's probably, probably the same age as Lucky. Yeah, yeah. But that means he bore witness to that BS when she tried to mind control Lucky. So if we're going through a timeline of Heinrich Faison and him being around and witnessing his father's crazy and all the people that he's been involved with, and also being involved with those same people, then we can suffice it to say that he is working with Victor Cassadine. He has Holly. I don't think they have Hayden, but I do think they have Holly. And he took Julia, or Chloe, excuse me, the nurse, the real Chloe. Now has Liesel. Okay. And I think the WSB is either involved in some way, or they have also become so irrelevant that they can't stop what's going on. That they no longer have the so-called spy power that they had before. That's the conclusion I'm coming from. And where's Robert? I know Tristan's probably on vacation, and he's made it known that he's not happy with these storylines either. Thank you very much for being honest and appreciating the integrity of your viewers, that we are not stupid people. Thank you very much, Tristan. I appreciate that. But why Anna and Robert weren't the first to know or get a heads up in some way is, again, poor writing. Poor writing. Thank you very much. Now, Cameron Matheson, I love Cam. He's from All My Children. Always loved him as an actor. Don't have a problem with him. I really don't have a problem playing Drew right now. yes, he does have the ability to take him in different directions because now that he knows who he is, Drew, that is, and he knows he was a Navy SEAL and those instincts are kicking in for him, does that mean in this time frame that he has been locked up these past 2 years, has he started to get his true memories back? Because if that's the case, then that means he's got a lot of information, and that's the reason why they're keeping him, and that's the reason why they took down his plane and he's been presumed dead. Because he has his memories back and he knows all the key parties to what's been going on for the last 15 years or more. Starting with them switching or wanting to switch him and Jason and try to make Jason this master killer that you can manipulate, which didn't work. And then the WSB tried themselves with Dante. Because that's what you did. You found out about these doctors that did these things and you took their information, their study, their research, and turned it in something that you can use yourself. And you took Dante as your guinea pig, as one of your guinea pigs. Yeah. At least that's what we see. So the WSB is not clean in this at all. There is somebody, and it may be this dude, it may be Victor, who has never lost control of the WSB, and that's why all these blackouts have been happening towards Robert and Anna, and now Holly disappearing, and where's Frisco? You haven't mentioned Frisco. Wasn't Frisco the director? What happened to that? So there's a lot of holes in your story, right? And you need to clean it up. Because if you've been watching the story for more than 20 years, you know better. Make that more than 30 years, you know better. Okay? You know what's up with the WSB. You know that they can be two-faced. You know that whatever that alter spy company is, the DVX, that they obviously are still into play, or they have taken over the WSB by infiltrating them using Victor Cassadine. Or the simple fact that y'all people are so damn stupid and gullible that you allow Victor Cassadine and the Cassadines to take over the WSB when the WSB was supposed to be the people who were supposed to be tracking them and stopping them from their nefarious deeds. So I'm not understanding this whole turnaround that you've got going on with that. So let's get that cleaned up. Who has Drew? Is it Victor Cassadine? Is it Peter? Make up your mind. Needless to say, you need to fix that shit. Okay? How about that? Now we're going to move on real quick because we're hitting the 30-minute mark with Michael, Willow, Chase, and Brooklyn. Now, Brooklyn, sweetie, Chase no longer deserves your friendship. I'm sorry. Chase used to be a good guy, but he has no chaos. No balls. Threw his balls out the window. I thought he had medium-sized balls when he came to Nell, after having small balls and allowing this woman to manipulate him into the point of losing his job. But he kind of worked that out, cleaned it up, and helped bring her to justice with Michael, only to turn around and do something else stupid. Now he's allowing himself to be manipulated by Austin. Austin, who he doesn't know from Adam. And what reason would you have to be loyal to this person except for you to say that you wanted to stick it to Michael, which absolutely makes it no sense when this person has done nothing but been good towards you. Now, people may say, oh, he was supposed to be your best friend and he was cheating with your wife. Excuse me. No, he wasn't, because she was never your wife. One, you never consummated the relationship, and two, you guilted her into marrying you on your deathbed. Who does that? Not a real man. Sorry. I don't care how anybody looks at it. And yes, you did recognize you're wrong. You did understand that they would not have been together unless they truly have feelings forever, okay, for each other, okay. We'll give you 2 points for that. But you're not getting any more points because you still chose to turn your back on what was a real friendship to you and was in repair to side with somebody that you think was wrong, that you don't know from Adam, You don't know their true ulterior motives, but you allow them to put you in a manipulative situation. And then you're going to turn around and say you recognize that, but you're still going to do it. What does that say about you? That says that I have no room to be your friend because I can't trust you with my spirit. Okay? Michael and Willow do not need to trust this man any further. Sasha was the only one who got it. Sasha was the only adult in that situation when it came to recognizing the fact that when we make this decision to do this thing, to draw these two people together, that they're not going to be able to help but being drawn together because of the people that they are. Because of the kind, generous, loving people that they are. And the fact that they were friends first. And Michael is a good man. So why would Willow not fall for this man that she has known just as intimately, minus the sex, prior to them having sex, as Chase? Her and Michael met first. And if it wasn't for the way that Chase stepped to her and the situation that Michael was in at that present time, I think that she would have been with Michael in the beginning. And they would still be together. They would have fought through the whole Nell thing and everything together because she has proven herself in that area. And the fact that they are writing her character to stay with Michael, 100. 100. Because as she said before, she sees her relationship with Michael as more grown up than the relationship she was in with Chase. Because they make real plans. And those real plans are coming to fruition. Proof be told, she's going to nursing school. And when she mentioned that back, a couple of months ago, and Chase just overheard it, he understood how unaware he was of her true wants and needs. And that's because, sweetheart, y'all never had those conversations. You always harped on what you felt, how she should feel for you, because that's the way you feel for her. And again, that was your mistake. And I've said this before. I think him and Brooklyn would make a good couple if and when, she resolves her issues. But it's going to take a lot of time and it's going to take a lot of work. Brooklyn doesn't need a man. She needs a friend. And I'm hoping, I would like, if anything to be a triangle, would be Brooklyn, Valentine, and Anna. Okay, because right now Valentine is kind of working on old feelings for Anna. But if he can move past those feelings and go back to what he started to feel for Brooklyn, when they had that one night stand, they actually enjoyed each other's company. He was laughing. They had a good time. There was banter between them. I saw a lighter side of Valentine that I can get into. And Brooklyn brought that out of him. Minus, yes, it was the other Brooklyn, and I like that actress. I do want this actress to take the blazer off. It's like, are you hiding your pregnancy weight? Are you that self-conscious about it that you're wearing a blazer 24/7, 365, 12? Because the other Brooklyn didn't dress that way. And even before you left, you were dressing that way. And granted, it was because you were pregnant. You're not pregnant now. So we need to see that carefree Brooklyn who knows how to dress. And understandably, they didn't wardrobe you properly for your body shape. And this is not a body shaming thing. It's just your figure type, the type of clothes that they were putting on you. And then they put the same type of clothing on your replacement Brooklyn. Fit that Brooklyn's character because it fit that Brooklyn's body type, but it did not fit your body type. So I can understand how you did not appreciate that. And then you went on to the leggings and the blazers. But mommy, you had the baby. We know that you're going through changes, but I'm going to need you to take off the blazer. We need you to dress a little better than that. I'm sure off camera you're not wearing blazers 24/7, 365, 12. Maybe you are, but it does not lead to I don't know. It's not very attractive, to be honest. I'm just going to be honest. It's not very attractive. And you're a beautiful woman. And I think they could do better by you wardrobe wise. It doesn't have to always be a blazer. If you want something oversized, an oversized top or something while you're going through your transition back to before baby, that's wonderful. They need to find a better way to fit you, because I don't think they're looking in your closet and paying attention to your body frame. And that's just my personal opinion. Okay. Um, Moving right along, that takes me to Austin the asshole. Austin, Franco, Todd, Roger Howarth. Great actor, soap opera actor. No problem with you as an actor, but I'm tired of you playing different characters. And then on top of that, to have everybody online keep harping on the fact that nobody is looking at you and seeing Franco. Well, that's because he's not Franco. He's now Austin. Okay, so let's get over that part of it. But his character is completely irrelevant. Jimmy Lee Holt back in the day made sense. This does not. Let's move it along, wrap it up, and get this guy out. I think he does know who Brooklyn and Maxie are. I think he was not completely unconscious, and he is fully aware that Louise is not Valentine's baby, because he was hired by Peter to deliver that baby when Maxie was going to be delivering in a cabin that he owns, rented by Peter and the fake Chloe nurse. Connect the dots. While it's so obvious and they're trying to not make it so obvious, it's still obvious and it's bullshit. Let's wrap that up and move on. I'm tired of him. I really don't want to talk about him anymore. Valentine chasing off Marty was funny. I'll say that, because he couldn't handle it. He was like, "Oh my god, another man is stepping to Anna. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god." He couldn't handle it. He was like a little boy in the playground. He was like, excuse me, I hope you're not thinking about stepping to Anna, because she's off limits." Why is she off limits, Valentine? Because you want her for yourself? Then you need to speak up, homie. Okay? Because Marty trying to get his groove on. He's like, "I ain't got nobody to play with. I need somebody to play with." But now he's on vacation. Michael Knight and Jeannie Francis are now on vacation because they're being threatened by Cyrus. Again. Why does Cyrus have any access to anyone in a federal prison? Says a lot about federal prison. Okay? White privilege. Yeah, I said it. Now, I mean, Jocelyn and the sauce. Now, I'm going to read what I wrote. Okay? Jocelyn, Trina, Jackson, the sauce only Sonny can make. Joss has decided she is going to cheer her father up and ease his storm to stop him from being a royal jerk towards her mother and Jason. Now, I know I spoke about this earlier, but we're going to get the whole thing out. She is going to surprise him with a visit and a dinner. Trina helps her set up and states, "You must have the rest of this incredible sauce that I got from this restaurant in Nixon Falls." Okay? Now, I thought she got it from Nina, but she got it from Phyllis. Okay. And she's raving about this sauce, and everybody is, all of us are like, "Oh my God." Anybody who's ever had dinner at the Corinthos house knows that Sonny is a master chef in his kitchen, and his tomato sauce, his marinara, is like nobody else's. That even Olivia doesn't know the secret ingredients to his sauce. And they've known each other since they were children. Okay? Children. And this is something that they both fight over. She's got her lasagna, and he's got his marinara, and her manicata. Okay? So the Falconaries and the Corbins, because we know that Michael Corinthos Jr.'s real name is Corbin. Okay. But yes. So Jocelyn finally tastes this sauce with her father. And my girl's face told the entire story. Boomba, boomba up for the actress who plays Jocelyn. I can't think of her name right now. I love you. I love you. I love you. You showed real emotion. You emoted in that scene. Everything that we knew Jocelyn would feel once she tasted this sauce. That she would be hit with a visceral memory to her spirit that said Sonny. Because Sonny cooked that sauce for them all the time. And she knows it's his sauce. And when she said, if I didn't know better, I would swear Sonny made that sauce himself. Lord, I was done. I said, okay, Riders, you got that right. You got that right. I like how you got that right. Yeah, you got that right. You got that right. Because she was supposed to feel it that way. But the thing that was really funny was Jax. Now, obviously, Jax has never paid attention to the sauce because he ain't trying to pay attention to the Sonny does. He can't give the man his props for nothing. He can't. He just can't. Okay, but that's okay because we don't care about you. But now he calls himself doing his white knight thing, and he's gonna save Nina from herself. Nina, no, what you're doing is wrong. Bitch, you don't care. All he wants to do is stop Sonny from having his life, because then what are you going to do? Are you going to go there, confront them, and not tell Carly and Jason? How's that going to work? Save Nina, leave him there. Is that what you're thinking? Because that's not how it's going to work. But then Nina's going to tell him that she's in love with him. And when she does that, Jax is going to lose his mind for real. He's going to be like, what? Are you kidding? You got to be kidding. How can you love him when there's me? You don't understand that Sonny got the mojo. He's always had the mojo. Since the day your ass came into town from Australia, calling yourself, following behind your brother Jerry, the tormentor, you could never handle the fact that Brenda, Carly, all these women saw Alexis, saw Sonny in a way that you could not fathom because you think you a better man. Obviously not. Obviously not. Oh my God. So what's going to happen? This is Thursday. We're looking forward to Friday tomorrow. Let's see what happens with everything. Liesl has been confronted by Victor Cassadine. So again, it's official. We know it's Victor. And I'm hoping that she's going to get herself out of this so that she can get rid of Peter, or whatever happens, Peter comes back to Port Charles. You know who I want to kill him? I want Maxie to pull that trigger. I want him to try to take Louise and Maxie be the one to say, oh, hell no. Just like you lured my husband into his death, I'm taking yours, and you are not taking my daughter. So that's it for me. That's it for tonight's episode of I Love GH But. Tell me how you feel. Put your likes, your comments down below. Subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel so we can keep this going. I know I'm not doing it every day, but I'm thinking bi-weekly and just give you a week and a half is better than anything, because, child, there'd be so much going on. I just don't know where to stop and start. So there it is. Have a good night. Talk to you soon. I love GH. I truly do.